Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
That was easy. Welcome to the inaugural Glass Half Full Drinks and Discussion event. It's the inaugural one tonight. And we always find that the one typically fuels the other. So as one of the panelists said, I understand my dad was in advertising. You cocktail up and you have a good discussion. So here we go. I'm Mandy Dawson, and my partners Mike Wiseman and John Gothold are... And the rest of the DGWB folks who are surrounding you are happy to, we're very happy you're here tonight. We've got clients, friends, clients that are friends, members of the media, industry people, downtown Santa Ana people, fellow board members, and I think a couple of lawyers. So thank you all very much for coming tonight. Especially, I was looking at the listing, some of you guys are missing, I think there's about 6 hours of Dating Naked on VH1 tonight, so I appreciate you coming out here tonight instead. And also thanks to everybody at DGWB who helped make it happen. JB and Jim Riddle made the place look good and designed a lovely logo for the event. And there's a whole team of others that have been helping. And Rachel Svoboda, who's kind of the chief instigator of this, and the rest of the team. So thank you very much. And also our fabulous panelists and our fabulous moderator that you'll hear from in a second. So thank you very much to you guys for volunteering for this. So why the glass half full, you may ask. And the thing is that there's just so much uncertainty in business today. Uncertainty about the local economy, uncertainty about the US economy, uncertainty about the global economy. There's uncertainty about how new technology is going to affect the business. There's uncertainty about how new regulations will affect business. There's uncertainty about what the competition is doing. And in our business, there's uncertainty about who the competition really is as business just continually morphs and the landscape changes. And then there's the speed of change. Raymond Kurzweil has said that in the next century, we won't experience 100 years of change. It's going to be the equivalent of 20,000 years of change in 100 years. And that's just because of the exponential rate of change going on. So even the positive stuff like the stock market, people are like, yeah, it's probably just a bubble. So basically at DGWB, we decided we've had enough. We've chosen not to participate in the negativity and the fear-mongering. And we're not going to fear the future. Instead, we're going to rush towards it and kiss it on the lips. Yay. Yeah, exactly. So some people say that it's overly optimistic. Some people say we're just plain stupid. But we've been doing this for 26 years, so it's probably a little bit of both. So hence the glass half full. The topic for tonight seemed pretty obvious to us. It aligns very well with our values-oriented approach to marketing. And it was very timely as more and more companies have come to realize that if you put people and the planet first, the profits follow. And you can do well, by doing good. So you're going to learn a lot from our amazing panel tonight. I've learned a lot just in dealing with them leading up to this. And the topic it's much more many-faceted than just philanthropy, thank God, because it's difficult to say that. If I put it in personal terms, my husband just bought a new Prius with a sticker. Now that's not the most obvious midlife crisis car. A friend of his bought a Porsche. But he feels he's doing his bit to sort of have less of a carbon footprint and making a better world for our kids, and if they ever have kids. The other side of it is that because he's got the sticker, he gets to ride in the carpool lane when he goes to LA about 3 times a week. The first 15 miles, he doesn't use gas. He's less freaked out when the gas prices go up. He's going to get a tax rebate at the end of the year, and he's going to have an artificially high resale value for the Prius. So that's corporate social responsibility if I personalize it. You do good, you get rewarded. Our agency went and did a day of service on 9/11 at Working Wardrobes, which is a charity we're very involved with, and everybody had the most glorious day. We did a ton of work for Working Wardrobes. They were happy, we were happy, no complaints. So that's about as much as I'm going to say on the topic, because that's just sort of personalizing it. Our panel is incredibly knowledgeable, and you've got a lot to learn from them. And I'm going to hand you over to our moderator. And our moderator is, check out my Spanish, Adalberto Quijade. And I'm just going to call him AQ because it's a lot easier. He's the director of U.S. Small Business Administration's Santa Ana District Office, which covers Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino counties, which is a region larger than 10 states. Last year, his office logged a record year of more than $1.3 billion, with a B, in SBA loans to small businesses. AQ has served around the country as a passionate advocate for small businesses. Previous assignments include serving as acting director in New York, Los Angeles, Puerto Rico, and San Antonio. He's very well known for his ability to connect people and resources together to create action, and has a real impact throughout the communities in which he serves. He's frequently called upon by the media, public officials, and the business community to offer his insight on topics such as job creation, economic development, and leadership. You will come to find in a second that he's very dynamic and very charismatic. And he brought his own podium tonight. If we peel this back, you'll see it's so BYOP, he brought his own podium. So with that, I'm going to hand you over to AQ, who's going to moderate tonight.
Well, all of you have an advantage that I have not had, that blue concoction that looks pretty good, right, Mandy? So you probably are having a lot more fun. I want to thank Mandy, Mike, and Rachel for extending an invitation to the SBA. You know, I guess I feel very bureaucratic bringing my own podium here, but I didn't know exactly what the setup was going to be like. We did see this wonderful room as it was transforming, and it looks absolutely beautiful. But thank you once again for that introduction, and I want to really commend also the work that Mike has been doing to give back. Anywhere throughout Santa Ana, you will see his name. In fact, where our office and his presence is very, very much known, and some great things that are happening here in Santa Ana. Tonight's format, we're going to be, I think, a little bit casual, but I think it's a great opportunity for us to have an interaction with these four panelists who are real experts in the topic of corporate social responsibility. But I said, when Rachel and I started talking about this, I said, you know what, okay, so you'll have to give me at least a few minutes so that I can give a commercial, right? And I think it's appropriate to be able to talk about that. And hang on a minute, you know I can't see all that well right here, but here you go. Maybe that's just because I need my glasses now. From a perspective as a director of a federal agency that has worked to become a part of the community in which we serve, and who I feel plays a special role as an enabler of sorts for business to give back in impactful ways. For those who may not know how much the Small Business Administration, let me share some of the names that probably are familiar to you. You probably have heard about Nike, you have heard of Intel, Apple, FedEx, Ben & Jerry, just to name a few. These folks, or these organizations, these corporate giants, and these great names that have come to be really household names around the world, at some point were helped by the SBA. And so I'd like to make it clear that when I say that the SBA helps small businesses, we don't only mean that dry cleaner or that restaurant that just opened down the street. We are talking about creative, we're talking about innovative organizations, values-based companies like DGWB. In fact, this great and beautiful building where we have convened tonight, it was purchased, 10 years ago? 14 years ago? 14 years ago. I did do my research, and I said, I want to make sure that they did good on that loan. And they sure did, but DJWB purchased this building with an SBA loan, and today is their corporate headquarters. And at one time, I think it was housed, and I think that you still have to turn people away because people come in here thinking it's City Hall. So you see that small businesses can be a one business operation, or it can be up to 500 employees and $1 million in revenue. Our agency is really that government agency that is responsible for setting size standards. So for those of you who are in the industry, I think it's important to not overlook that what we call a small business or a medium-sized business, they're probably your clients, those that are well-positioned to give back to the community. And at the end of the day, to really focus on the bottom line.